And welcome back to another episode of the Chaosium House RuneQuest campaign. I am Jeff Richard, and I'll be your GM for tonight. I've got the whole team here, and we're just going to dive right into it because last session you all managed to pass through the River Elf's grotto peacefully, and they sent you on through a canal out of their grotto, saying that beyond here is I believe that they referred to the dark women, the dark water women.
Yep.
And that they would not accompany you beyond much beyond their grotto at all. But nonetheless, they were reasonably friendly with you all. That especially once Nis kind of pointed out that he has a tree as a girlfriend.
Colbrass managed to talk to them.
Yep. And if I recall, language has been an important problem here, in that very few of the folk that you have encountered within speak languages other than maybe trade talk. Was that the case?
Yep.
And despite Gina growing up in a cemetery in Israelia, she was incapable of recalling basic Earth speech or any of those related languages. Was that basically right?
Yeah, I was too nervous being on the water.
So now you all are heading, and let me just consult the map here. You all are heading directly north out of the elf grotto, and the elves will basically accompany you no more than 20 or 30 meters beyond their grotto. And they say that past here is the deeper maze. And they warn you it's dangerous past here, because that's the domain of the dark women.
The dark women.
Dark water women.
Yep, malignant spirits that want to be worshipped, as everywhere somehow.
I've cast the spirit screen 5, and I'm retaining it on my body with my skill. Yeah, just saying which one it is.
Not on the whole boat.
No, just on her.
I'll tell Garen to be very careful when he's punting along, not to accidentally, hit one of the
dark women of the water, or what?
Well, all of the minions. They said we shouldn't kill their minions because then they'd hate us forever. That didn't sound very good.
No, it doesn't sound a lot of fun.
Now,
I'm less concerned if they try to kill us.
What was that, Neil?
I'm less concerned about killing them if they're still trying to kill us.
But that is a very valid point. At this point, as you enter the canal, it seems this must be in a deeper area or maybe part of the hill, because the walls of the canal here are much higher. They are a good, here it's a good 3, let me look at this, a good or 3 or 4 meters above the water. And it's quite narrow in here. It's maybe, instead of it being, what was it before? 5 meters wide throughout here. Actually, I think it was 10 meters.
10 meters, yep.
In points. It is now much narrower. You're dealing with maybe, in most cases, the canal wall is maybe 3 or 4 meters wide, and given that the walls are at least 4 meters above, rise at least 4 meters above the water, it is you know, it's a much more claustrophobic feeling in here. So I'm assuming you're going forward. What?
The walls are still sort of fashioned out of stones.
They are still fashioned out of stone. They in here, because of the darkness, they have a lot more algae on them. There's plant growth coming down from the top. In Kala, your fetch warns you that there are spirits here.
I would do a spirit second sight, maybe.
There are. Well, my fetch is saying that they're here. So can I see them right now, or is it just like he's just having a?
You have second. Well, you have permanent second sight.
Yeah.
We'll get to you, Gina, in a moment, but Nkala can do this very fast. So then you can ask if you want to follow up on this. You can see that there are spirits in the water.
Okay.
These spirits have, what is your power currently?
Oh, I think it's 12.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure they have a higher power than. But let's see. Let's see.
Me too.
Oh no, they range from being about the size of you, your power, to having a power bigger than you.
Yeah. That's what I figured.
Is Gina going to cast second sight as well?
Yes, because my power is 15.
Ooh.
So we want to see the range.
Okay, give me a quick moment here. I just want to check something. Okay, as I just said to described it for Nkala, there are clearly spirits here. They are most of them are disembodied spirits, but and I need to look at something really quick, which I'm kind of embarrassed is not on my little printout. There we are. There are you think there's probably 5 spirits in the water, you know, luminescence of points of power there. They are all a little bit weaker than all but one of them are a little bit weaker than you. One is stronger than you.
Okay, I give this information to Nkala and the others.
Okay. Can I do a spirit lore to see what kind of spirits there are, or if I can remember, know anything about them?
They're water spirits.
Well, yeah, but what kind of water spirits? Is that something I can do, or?
You can certainly try.
Okay. 007. That's a special.
That is a special. What you can make out of that is that these are, from what you can gather of it, is that you think that these are spirits associated with the dark and malevolent powers of water, because water, you know, water is tied with the darkness. You go deep enough in the water and it's always dark. Water is the enemy of fire and sky. So
okay. How is actually that related to death?
Water claims one of the sources of death, along with darkness.
I love it.
Yeah, but you like a clean death with funeral rites. Water, its way of killing is it fills your lungs with water, has you fall down to the bottom of the ocean where you become fish food. You tell me if that's Taikora Tech's way. And a quick question. There's some, for folk, there's somebody who's got stuff coming in.
Yeah, there's a background noise of like somebody's watching something. Is that you, Linda?
It could be because there's people upstairs. So I'm really sorry if that's, I can't turn those off. I'm gonna see, wait a second.
No, Linda, you don't have to do that. Just have your mouse on the mute. So unmute and mute when you talk and don't talk.
Yeah.
Don't use your headset. Just use the click on the computer.
Why, yes, it is. Linda, it was you. Your background sounds.
I can't hear it because I have these on.
And the malevolent spirits from the air, not the malevolent spirits from the water.
So Gina, you tell me what you think of this. These are things associated with darkness, water, and they're they're not moving very fast, but they seem to be clustered around the waters below where your boat is.
Are they actually look upset, or are they aggressive to us?
You can't make that out.
Because what I could do is try with my harmony rune and with my singing to calm them down a little bit, so we get smoother forwards. I mean, I'm used to deal with angry ghosts, so I should be able to deal with a few spirits.
Okay, do a song.
Yep. So shall I augment it with harmony or only a song, or how shall I do it?
You tell me.
I think actually I augment my harmony rune with my singing.
Okay, go for it.
Success on the singing, and yeah, harmony is also a success. So all good.
All right. So Gina starts singing a
lullaby or something.
A lullaby or a song, and you continue to row through the corridor here, and the spirits don't seem to take any action one way or another. The water spirits.
Row your boat gently down the stream.
The canal.
Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
Sadly, you're probably singing it in earth speech, which of course is a tongue the spirits probably hate.
Why would I sing it in earth speech?
Well, or would you sing it in Israelian?
Yeah, or Tielen?
I would love it if you would sing it in Trade Talk. I would like to have a transaction of a lullaby. It's only 5
I think this is something I sing in Israelian.
Okay. Well,
it's about the harmony, the mood. That's the reason why I actually augmented my harmony with my singing, because it's about the mood I'm inflicting.
Okay.
The vibes.
So, anyways, you're
some esoteric schnickschnack.
Your boat has to take a sharp right, and soon after you're at a 3-way intersection. You could turn to the left, more to the north, which would be continue to the north. You could go straight, which would send you east, or you could go right and head south, which is pretty much the exact same direction where you just came from.
Are there any markings?
There are, at this point, no markings.
Is there any sign that anybody's been through here lately? Any disturbance in the algae on the walls or anything like that we might be able to see?
Would you make a search roll?
I will indeed.
$10. That's pretty good. Better than last session.
I rolled 100.
You are absolutely convinced that you must be going a wrong way altogether. Absolutely convinced of it. Because there's no markings that you can find at all. The elves must have led you a wrong way.
Yes, they are not to be trusted. They are strange people. We should have
special.
turned around.
I specialed. I don't know if that's a good thing, Jeff, or not.
You don't see anything on the walls, but you do see some movement in the water. It's almost like a blob of water moving through the water, like but you got a special, so it's like a shapeless lump of tissue, of translucent tissue moving through the water that you spotted, without limbs or fins or other pernices. It's just this like translucent.
And Kala wants to do something.
Spidey senses.
I'm just saying, this large translucent ball of jelly moving through the water. Kind, a little bit faster than your boat is.
So it's not a large jellyfish.
No, and it's shapeless. Nisk. Yes, Inkala.
Can I cast Demoralize on it?
This
power,
is
right?
This is where
That'd
one
be
of
an
your
aggressive attack, though.
This is where one of your spirits were.
Oh. Are the spirits gone?
He's pointing. No, they you got your spirits bit, but Nisk is pointing at one of the things that you thought that you saw as a spirit, and it's a shapeless lump of jelly tissue.
So it's not a spirit. It's a living creature, right?
Or it's a water elemental.
Or a gorp. Sense chaos. You have to roll it for me, though.
I will roll sense chaos.
It's at. I always never find these things when I need them. What is it under perception? Oh. Where's sense chaos on the sheet again? Anyone remember? Magic. There. It's a 45%.
You don't sense, you don't get the pain. You're not getting any of the pain that you feel when you concentrate in the presence of chaos. But it's still something weird and creepy, and it's out of sight now again, Nisk.
You can't see it anymore. But I think it's a water elemental. Wouldn't that make sense?
Why would a water elemental be a blob of tissue?
The tissue or like water stuff?
Well, did you manage to sample it? It's like that. It's like jelly or fat or but translucent. It's very weird looking, and it kind of extends bits of itself about and moves by getting a little bigger and then smaller, bigger and then smaller.
Oh,
when
and
bigger,
when
it's
it's
like
getting small, when it's getting smaller, it's getting forward, or
yeah,
it's like a jellyfish. Sorry, I do not know that as a character. Actually, I do. In Australia, we have a lot of fish.
You probably ate the jellyfish.
It doesn't look like a jellyfish, Gina.
Grilled jellyfish are really tasty.
Anyway, I'm sure the two pirates would have noticed at once if it's some sort of.
Yes, you two would have definitely noticed if it was a jellyfish.
So it must be an omen then. Let's punt in that direction where it disappeared. Because that looks like a dangerous sort of place, and knowing Argrath, that is where he'll have gone.
Well, I think that we go north or east. I don't think we go south again.
I thought it was going north.
I don't know which way it was going.
It's that thing was just following you around.
And in what direction did it disappear?
Down.
Ah, okay. So
So do you want to go north, or do you want to go, or do you want to go east?
Well, if there's no reason to go either way, why don't we just go straight on?
Is there anything we can ask? Anybody we can ask?
So your options. Yeah, well, I'm going to remind you of one that you always have, but it's sort of an irritating one. But let me first go to this. Map. So your options are to go straight ahead to the east, to go north, which is the direction away from the Elf Grotto, or to go south, which is in the direction of the Elf Grotto.
Yes, I don't think we go back to the Elf Grotto. So that rules out south.
Let's just go straight on.
Okay, we'll keep going east for now.
Where is the air smelling better?
Okay, well, do your sense, don't you have a great smell skill?
How do I know that?
You don't.
I think it's more a smell great skill, isn't it, for Gina?
Yeah, actually, yes. Where is the earth smelling better? No.
I can tell you if there's a storm coming. I can tell you the weather. But that's
yeah, but I can actually, with scan, can I smell the air?
Okay, what did you just say? With scan, a visual skill, can I smell the air? I think that I think the definition of this will resolve it for yourself.
As an proper Astrol, I should actually do it on my being an Astrolian, you know, because we use perfume and all these things.
So you can't smell anything. All you can smell is yourself.
Exactly. You actually cover up most smells as a proper Astrolian. You don't sit around going, the open sewer here.
Yeah. I mean, if we were on that level, if we were on bartering on that level, Jeff, can we search with our noses?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I don't have that spell yet. That's
You're
the
a
next
visual creature. So you gotta head straight.
Yep.
Yes.
We make markings on the wall. I make my markings.
All right. You continue a little a little distance, and I'd like you all to make a scan roll.
Yoo-hoo!
Oh, I'm rolling well today. No, that was an 88 against 27.
Is Gina the only one who made it?
No, I made it. Barely.
Your little friend Nisk and Gina reappear. You see it kind of near the surface, and then it gets goes down and goes under the boat again. And by now, your second sight expires, you do know that there are 4 beings with power that are in the water around.
Okay. I tell the others.
Is it possible to communicate with them?
You tell me how you want to deal with that.
Spirit speech.
Okay.
Be blub blub blub, but
why don't you try? I'm going to throw you a big penalty, and I'm not going to tell you how big it is.
Okay, so my skill in itself is 46, but I will be trying to use my loyalty white bull in order to augment it. Okay, so we need to find the white bull. 006 on the augment, so that's a special.
Okay, that's a nice plus 30.
Yeah, okay, so now I have a 76.
You know, if this was Rich, I know I'd be like, okay, what do I do? I'd be preparing myself for what we do with a fumble. With Linda, it's like, okay, we're gonna get it. How do we prepare ourselves for a crit? No?
No, it's not. I rolled 46, so it's at my original skill, but nothing special.
These water things show up to the surface of the water. There are 4 of them. They're all big. They're big, shapeless blobs of translucent, maybe it's solidified water. Is that possible? Maybe it's some sort of weird translucent tissue. I don't know what it is. They all have huge gaping mouths, big, huge, wide grinning, these wide grinning mouths and 2 eyes that seem to be sort of plopped kind of wherever on the tissue. They're hideous, unless I guess you're a water cultist that finds things like this kind of cute. And one of them opens up its mouth, and its mouth is like,
Yeah.
that big. It's like its mouth is at least a meter wide. And what are you trying to say to it in spirit speech?
Almighty beings of darkness and water, we are looking for our friends who may have passed through your realm. They may have traveled as us, surface dwellers in this shoddy boat, which we call it. Do you know which direction they went? And I'm not good at these things, so I always need to think. Did you follow them as well as you're following us? And okay, don't want to get in trouble. And is there any way I may appease you to let us peacefully through your waters?
The water starts boiling around around you. It starts bubbling and boiling and bubbling and boiling, and a form comes out of the water, rises right out of it. It is a female form wearing a breastplate and helmet of some sort of shiny metal, and wearing robes. Let me get a kind of a view of the robe, an idea on the robes that she's wearing. She's wearing these robes that are wet and seem almost blend imperceptibly into the water. And she also has, because it's obviously a female form, she has is carrying a big war flail, one-handed, so basically a big stick, and a whole bunch of flail chains tied onto that big staff. And her hands, she has these really long fingernails, like think the Empress Dowager of China, really long, except they don't look like fragile fingernails. They look like they're made of metal. and she has a dark bluish skin, and says to you, and says in trade talk, you trespass into the deep. You have but one chance. You will aid me in fighting my foes, the river elves, and be richly rewarded, or you shall die.
It's never easy, is it?
Can we have a short break?
Yes.
We're back.
And so this woman, and Inkala, you know, she has a much higher power than you do. That's do I even need to say that? Who has, let me just double check here. She there's her, there's 4 of these weird gelatinous blobs are also appearing near the water, and she has said that you are trespassers and either must aid her against the river elves, or you shall die. I now very quickly want to know what you all plan to do.
I mean, realistically, if we're going to fight anybody, we should fight her, because our odds against the river elves are much worse.
You think?
Well, there was what, 60 of them in that cave.
They're small.
4 blobfish and 1 large.
They also didn't give us a threatening "we kill you unto all" ultimatum, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, that does give them. It's another tick in the river elf box.
But this is going to be a blub, 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 blub.
Ideally, ideally we wouldn't fight at all, because the whole drowning thing.
Thank you, yeah.
So, I mean, obviously Garan is only good at stabbing things, so somebody else might have to do the actual talking, but I endorse whatever it is they're going to say that gets us out of the fight.
Yeah, and Kala is no talker either. So.
All right. Well, Nisk will say in trade talk, as she's saying in that, we have no wish to come between a battle between two of the factions of water. It only when the land people, that only comes bad for all of those involved. We came here to pass through peacefully, and that is what we intend. Although we are not fierce, we are not scared of fighting, and you will find that our teeth are sharp, and our claws are teeth are pointed, our claws are sharp, and our shells are very hard to break.
Nicely put.
She says, then you have chosen poorly, and she casts her spell to summon a large water elemental.
I brought some earth.
All right, so that's what she does this round, is she summons a large water elemental.
So stab it, Garen.
Yeah, let's see if Garen.
I'm gonna let people have a round of actions, but otherwise next round there will be a large water elemental here.
With the dirt I brought, could I summon a earth elemental?
With the dirt you brought, you could summon a very small. You could summon a. You could have that little bit of earth animated by its spirit, but it's not it's not going to be very powerful in terms of what it can do. It'll give you moral support, I guess. But you know,
I think it sounds adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll go Groot. Groot.
Groot.
We should add it to our growing menagerie.
No, I want to. So, you guys tell me what you're gonna do. I'm gonna give 3, 2, 1. Let's go down by your characters. Who's gonna act? Anyone?
My fetch is casting befuddle on her. We're gonna try at least.
Okay. Not yet. I want to hear everybody else's. Garen, what's yours?
Cast True Sword. Try and cut a head off.
Okay, that'll True Sword will be cast this round, not and you'll have to wait until next round.
Oh,
okay.
Then we'll have a water elemental here. I'll just try and chop her head off.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
I will do 2 things. My allied spirit will summon a medium-sized air elemental, and Nisk will cast Fly.
Okay.
Extension.
Gina.
I have something written on my character sheet, which is harmonize and summon specific spirit. What does it mean? You wrote it down at some point.
Yeah, I have no idea what that is. I could have been taking notes. Who knows?
If you have a list of extremely powerful water shamans through the ages, that would be brilliant.
I don't believe.
The other thing is, I asked actually the dead people who died here for help. So maybe.
Oh, that's interesting here. So you're asking all the dead folk to help out here, and you did a very good success on that sacrifice.
Yes.
All right.
So I reached down.
Cobrast One Arm, who is not boating this boat.
No, I'm not boating the boat. I will actually take off my very heavy iron scale hauberk, just to be on the safe side.
You cannot swim with one arm
anyway. So
anyway.
there's a fight about to go on. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing.
All right, so I'm gonna let you guys.
And Kala, are you gonna do anything yourself?
I'm actually following Colbrast on removing my iron vambraces and greaves because I can't swim, and I really can't swim with the armor on. So it's my fetch doing a little bit. And that image was so cute.
Of the blob thing?
Yeah.
All right. So let's just go through. The only one doing an offensive spell is Inkala. So Inkala, see if the spell is cast.
The spell was cast, but I'm casting the Overcome. Is that a D100? I don't remember.
The D100.
Yeah.
What is the power of your fetch?
It's 11.
Okay.
So I'm casting it. I'm rolling it in the white pool because of the fight matter quite a bit. That was a really bad failure. No. 91. That's not gonna go.
No, you do not overcome Ancient Emily's power here.
Nope.
Let's go for Garen Godstopper.
Got the name for it.
Right. Garen leaps and tries to cleave her in half, I guess, or do as much damage.
She's going to try to parry you.
Well, let's see what she's got. 13 against.
That is a special success. What did I roll?
A critical failure, a fumble.
I rolled a 0-1.
No.
No. That's highly fortuitous for the lady, I would say.
Do you see what I rolled? I rolled it right there in the
yeah.
0-1. A 0-1. So you
Excellent.
basically get what should have just cleaved into it, but she managed She managed to get her war maul in the way. Let's just look at this. I think is a critical. I think she blocks all damage. The question is whether you can damage your weapon. Which is probably the answer is probably not. But you know, we haven't done this for a while. So you got a special attack versus a critical parry. Attack parried or deflected. Defender rolls parrying weapons normal damage, and it could potentially damage you.
Damage your weapon, right?
Yeah, damage your weapon.
If she breaks my special iron sword, then everybody on this call and potentially Chaosium fans are going to see me throw a laptop across the room.
Okay.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Okay. So that is roll. Hey, come on, guys. I'm rolling in here. The dice does not. Well, the dice do lie a lot, but you know, whatever.
Oh, I should roll for my spell success, right?
Yes.
Okay. First one is a 15. Is a special give you any benefit on your spell casting?
No.
I can't remember. I think it's only a critical, right?
Yep. How many armor points does your weapon have? How many hit points does your weapon have?
18.
Okay, she can't do. She does no damage.
Yeah.
She does 11 points of damage with her war maul.
Nothing.
So, yes, but nonetheless, that's kind of humiliating. Anybody else? Dice rolls? Gina?
I don't know what shall I do? I mean, I go down. Shall I summon
There
ghosts
are spirits here. There are
Yes.
the spirits of the dead. Do you have a command ghost spell?
Yes, of course.
Do you want
Let's go.
Do you want to try to command the ghosts of all the people that have been killed by this water elemental?
Yes. To revenge.
Rita Rowenge.
Not by this water elemental, by her, or?
Well, whatever she is. She's some kind of water spirit thingy, isn't she? Or do you think she's one of these dark water women? I guess that wouldn't be too much of a stretch to say that the woman wearing shiny armor and dark robes coming out of the water might constitute a dark water woman. Is it?
I was thinking that too, yes.
It's not too much of a stretch. But wait, you know, one of the advantages of doing this as the Chaosium House game is I can look up your spell in the Red Book of Magic, which is not available anywhere at this point. Which will probably date this because by the time this comes on, everybody watching this will have it, right?
They'll all have their own copy.
I'm waiting for my for the physical copy order to go up so I can order it from chaosium.com.
Just remember, Red Book of Magic, awesome. It's every spell. Command Ghost, Claudia. Knock
tomorrow.
First sale tomorrow. Our time. In the past, your time. That's how recording works. Gina, knock off 2 rune points.
Yes.
And because you already have sacrificed these ghosts and have done well, I'm not going to require that you overcome its power, only that you succeed on a death rune.
Okay, so I roll on my death rune. Okay, roll D. Oh, give me a second. Roll D100. And come on. 48, not a problem.
Okay. So what do you tell the ghost?
This is your time to take revenge on the caster of the water elemental.
Okay, brilliant. So what we're going to have now is it's now round 2. We have a totally confused mess. I'll let you guys decide what you want to do, but I'll tell you kind of overall what's happening. There is a big water elemental that is going to try to engulf your boat.
Okay.
What?
Yeah.
What, Linda?
Can the fetch cast more than one spell per round?
In general, you cast a spell around.
Okay.
Jeff, I need one very short break.
Okay, let's take it quick.
We're back.
All right, statement of intent. Nisk, what's your plan?
Plan is relatively simple. Nisk will disappear from view because you can cast a spell and attack in the same round. Right. It just moves yours. So he will apparently disappear, and he will be flying towards her and attack her. At the same time, an air spirit will have lifted Garen and the cat up and will be towards there. So Garen will be off the boat. And this is go for all the magic. Is that what we're saying here? I think it's my time to help everybody out. Is a second air elemental will be forming, and that's going to go for whomever is got the most armor to help lift them up.
See, Rich, you are such a person of great doubts. What are you going to do? Because you're going to be carried by an air elemental this round. What's your intent?
I'm betting she can't roll a critical on her parry again. So as I am being airlifted to safety.
You're not airlifted to safety, you're airlifted to battle.
Airlifted to that is Garen's safe place. In the thick of the press and the smell of the blood and the clash of the iron, that's where he feels most at home. So he will launch an attack on our antagonist.
Which Nisk is also doing, by the way. But he'll be after Garen.
Who's doing that? Nisk as well?
Nisk is, that's, yeah.
And Kala, what are you doing?
I'm casting Fireblade and we'll be attacking if the elemental's here, right? So yeah. I'm going to attack the elemental with the Fireblade.
Okay, and Colbrast?
Oh, and my fetch is casting Befuddle on her again. Yeah, sorry.
I will cast 2 spells if the time is enough for that.
Yes, one spell.
One spell.
One spell. You do one spell and an action.
Okay, so I'll cast the other spell the next time. So the first spell is the light ball, which I'll cast directly in her face.
And finally, Gina, what is your plan to action?
I told you that all the ghosts which were all the people which are now ghosts which were killed by her or her air elemental can now take revenge on her.
Okay, so this is a lot of things are going to matter very late in the round.
I command them to take revenge on her.
All right. She is casting a spell and is going to smack at Garen with her war flail. So, Garen, what strike rank do you attack at?
4.
Hey, you're going to be... What strike rank does Kala attack at?
I think my fetch is on strike rank, like, is it 2 or 3 or something? Because it doesn't really have any armor or dexterity or...
No, it goes very quick. So cast, to see if you cast the spell.
38, I cast the spell, but I'm going to do the overcoming in the channel. because it's kind of critical. 26.
Now, I'm not going to tell you whether that would have been a success or not, because the spell she cast was shield.
Oh,
Several points thereof.
and that happens before.
Strike rank 1.
Yeah.
Because it's rune magic.
Oh, depends on the amount of points you put into it.
Yeah.
No extra ones. So she's not reinforcing it with anything. So it's enough to block a befuddle spell. Because she knows you people, you annoying people, are casting spells. However, it's strike rank 4. Garen, do it. Roll a 0-1. Prove me wrong.
Oh, nowhere near as good this time. 76.
Okay. Roll. This still is the roll for damage.
Okay.
Remember, you have 2 swords, so you roll your sword's damage twice.
I've never cast it.
Oh, I thought you said you had cast it. Sorry.
No, because I was going to cast it, and you said I couldn't attack if I did, and since then I've not had time to cast it. Unless you're saying I did have time to cast it.
You did have time to cast it.
In that case, I've cast it. So,
and that's because I'm a GM who will admit his mistakes. So knock off that rune point, though.
Yeah.
He's draining us. He's draining our rune points.
18 points of damage.
To the?
Oh, yeah.
Other way.
To the 13.
Okay, to the right arm. 18 points of damage. You know, she howls in pain, but her arm does not seem to be immobilized by this. So that's 12, 6, yeah. Right arm 1. So but it certainly hurt, but it didn't decommission her right arm or anything else. You attacked at strike rank 5 or 4. Anybody attack at strike rank 5?
What is my strike rank?
Yours is at the end of the round. Spirit
Okay.
combat.
I cast my fire blade in strike rank 5 because I took off my armor.
Okay, go and cast it.
60. Yes.
Okay. She tries to smack Garen with her war flail. Garen, you can try to parry.
I am.
Yes, sorry. Cobras.
Just a question, the light wall, when do I cast that?
I believe it goes off actually. Strike rate. What's your dex?
Dex plus magic points. It's a 4-point spell, right?
Yep, so that would be 5 as well.
Yes, so right at the moment she's about to do this, the light wall goes off. See if you cast it.
Yep.
Okay, right as she's about to take that swing with the war flail, the light wall goes off in her face and she misses Garen as a result. And doesn't hit you with the war flail. She howls with frustration. Strike rank 6, anyone? Strike rank 7, anyone?
Yes. Nisk attacks her invisibly. Do whatever I don't know what
Shadow Walk? Is this Shadow Walk?
Dark Walk.
Dark Walk? Yeah.
Okay.
Like what Chuck Berry used to do.
Just
Pretty
like
well.
Chuck Berry.
All right, let's go here. Does she count as she's a creature of water, not a creature of darkness? Is that correct?
She is a creature of water and darkness, but mainly water.
Thank you. That gives me another +5. All right. I roll a 34, so that's a special.
Okay, are you stabbing or slashing?
I am going to, I think, she's a water creature. I think to begin with, I'll slash. Later, I may switch to stab.
Okay, so this is slash damage. Would you please roll?
Double weapon, isn't it?
Uh-huh. Roll your
Okay.
weapon damage.
Okay, that's 4. That's 6. So that's 10, 12. Another 4 is 16, and 10, and 5 more is 21.
And you rolled your slashing weapons damage twice.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
add another 2. 23 points of damage.
22 points of damage. Now,
23.
23 points of damage. Where to?
The 18.
The left arm. Okay, the left arm, 20. Let's see. So that is 12, 19. You did 23 points of damage, correct?
I did.
Minus 4. So 11 points through. Ouch. She's reeling here, guys. Her left arm goes, she has to drop now or she's got her war flail. I guess it's in her right arm, it's still there. But her hand with the Regent Empress claws goes limp. She's not going to be able to now attack a second time thanks to that. And she is clearly in a lot of pain here. Does anybody attack at strike rank 8? I believe that was 7, right?
That was 7.
8, anyone?
I'm shouting at her. We can do any time, right?
Yeah.
So I'll shout at her in Trait Talk. So give up. We are not trespassers. We are actually the descendants of those who built this place. Yield the way, or we will get rid of you.
Roll your Trait Talk.
No. It's a bit garbled, my Trait Talk.
It sounded poetic in your mind, but what basically, you get the gist of what's out. It just lost its grand effect. Basically, you yelled out, "You're on my land, you're on my ancestors' land, surrender."
Yeah.
All right. We will see if next round she submits, but I think so. We've got an attack at strike rank 9, don't we? In Kala?
I'm not sure when I have. I still don't understand. I cast a spell at strike rank 5, and then my weapon has strike rank 2, dex strike rank 2, and size strike rank 2.
So you'd be 11.
Yeah, so I do have one.
Okay. Yes. So 9. Anybody attacking at strike rank 10? Cobreast, when are you going to throw that javelin of yours that you cast Fireblade on?
I didn't. I cast the light wall instead.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry. See, this is the problem with me listening to previous things and not looking at my notes. Strike rank 10. Strike rank 11.
Yeah, but I have a question first. Is that elemental still trying to swallow the boat?
Yeah, it takes place on strike rank 12.
Yeah, that's the one I'm attacking with my Fireblade.
Okay, let's see what sort of damage you do to the elemental.
Oh, it's a regular success. Is it 3 or 4d6 fire?
3d6 plus your damage modifier.
Oh, let's see. Yeah. I do 16 points damage to, well, it's water Are there
It has no
locations on this?
locations. So I will tell you in moments what it's. Oh, why don't I look it up in the Red Book of Magic, where all of these things are so conveniently located. You know, Red Book of Magic.
Red Book of
Wow.
Buy it at chaosium.com.
available now.
Almost
Hopefully.
available now. I just got to hit a few buttons.
Things come.
Available here.
Yeah.
If you can steal Jeff's copy,
I
You
could.
you win, or you win Glorantha. That's
You
what
wouldn't
get.
notice until later anyway, right? This is Jeff.
Could be
I
that
wouldn't
there's
know.
a coffee stain on it or something like that. So
Yeah,
I
don't
wouldn't
load your
notice for
books.
some while. I wouldn't notice for a while. Okay, that is not enough to put a large elemental out of business.
No.
So we have,
You can also find them in the bestiary, which is on sale already.
which is also on, yes, hold on. I actually just had it out, but I'm packing. So I'm hoping I didn't put that book.
Dev, I also want to do something.
Yeah, you're gonna do Spirit Combat.
Yes.
I just want to see
Water
if the-
elementals are on page 182.
Here it is.
They have 3d6 plus 18 hit points.
Oh no, it's not gonna knock out that elemental. You did 16 points of damage.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, halfway there.
Spirit Combat. Spirit Combat. This is the collective of all of the of all of the dead folk that this dark woman has killed. So rather than do you want to roll for this, or can I just tell you the effect of it?
You can tell me the effect of it.
All right. So the effect of that is they enter into spirit combat with the dark woman, who is now in a horrible situation because she's got spirit combat going on. She's spiritually powerful. They're spiritually powerful. She can't really do much else though than defend herself against all of the ghosts. So this is a big problem for her because she's basically being swarmed by all of the ghosts. And she cast a shield spell instead of a spirit block spell. So it's not going to take her out of things right now, but it does mean that she is very distracted. However, the downside is round 12. The large elemental is going to throw itself on top of the boat, and it's going to try to drag your boat down. So it's basically flooding all over your boat, and it's just going to try to pull the boat down underwater next round and hold it down there. So that's our situation for round 3. The dark woman of the waters she's in terrible shape. She's got ghosts attacking her. She's got a light wall in her face. All of the little blobby things this round are moving towards you all. Those of you who are still on the boat, and the boat is sinking.
Why is the boat sinking?
Because the
water elemental
okay.
pushing it
It's
down.
pulling it down.
It didn't fumble its attack, you mean?
It has an automatic engulf attack. It has to wait until the end of the round.
Okay.
So my question, she yells out, I submit, call off your attack. And that's what she does.
Call off yours.
Yeah, call off yours.
Call off yours first.
I don't know if I can actually.
You still have a command ghost spell.
Yes, I'm.
You can tell the ghosts to stop attacking.
to wait for this.
No, actually, they should have their revenge.
I'd like you guys to internally discuss this, but she's willing to surrender. Now, keep in mind, she still has the elemental and she has all the blobby things.
Yeah, she should call off all her minions.
But as part of that, you would have to call off the ghost attack.
I'm sorry. This is the problem is
And while you guys debate that, I'm gonna
revenge.
I'm not. It's your decision, right? If you're vengeful, you're vengeful. Be vengeful. Don't.
I am actually. What am I? Am I vengeful?
Kind and forgiving. I don't think.
No, I'm not kind and forgiving.
So I think that's settled.
But you do like harmony.
I like harmony, exactly. That's the reason why she has to go under, because she disturbed the harmony with killing all of these people in these ugly waters.
Yes, but it might be a question of us actually losing our boat or not.
And anybody do something that do not lose our boat?
Probably
I could
not.
summon a large. Even a large elemental can't lift the boat out. I'm afraid. You could kill the. You could. Philip, if you cast a fire blade on your spear and you stabbed the water elemental and we did another hit as good, that would destroy the elemental. You've more than half killed it.
And how many times can I stab it in one round?
Once,
Well,
but
if
I'm
you
going to
both
do it
sta-
too.
But you're both going to do it.
Yeah.
So if you both,
Okay.
if you will destroy it. You've got the other blobby things, but you can take this out. But the decision is not. The decision is if Jean is vengeful.
Where do I find if I'm vengeful?
Just write
I
down.
think-
You clearly are vengeful.
You are vengeful.
Just write
There's no-
down vengeful.
Not sure what happened to my camera. It came completely out of focus. Hello.
That's very blurry now, isn't it?
Hear you, but you are.
Let's see here.
You look.
Out of focus.
You look like you've had your face blurred for anonymity on a Crime Watch program.
I'm sorry.
Crime Watch and call All right, so we have to decide what we want to do. If we want to continue, or I think Jean has let the ghosts loose. So from that perspective, I think we just.
I'm going to give you a very short amount of time. What are you going to do?
I think Garen, what are you going to do?
I mean, my instinct is to kill her.
Then follow your instinct.
She started this. She gave us no quarter. She didn't listen. It's only when she's, but I'm not sure about the relative. It's not honourable to kill a foe who's surrendered. So I think I have to accept her surrender. As galling as it may be, I'm going to.
But do you trust her?
It's not about my decision whether or not to trust her is not to do with honor. If we can't behave with honor, then we cannot expect our foes to behave with honor. I will model how a true warrior should behave, and should she defy that, then I will take her head. But until then, it's only fair that I offer her the chance.
Give yourself an experience check in honor, Garen.
Thank you very much.
She's surrendering. Do you let the others attack? Do you yell anything? Keep in mind you have a Humakti. Yes, you have Taikora Tech in your group here, but you also have a Humakti, and Humakti takes surrenders very seriously.
Then I tell her to drop. I tell her to drop her weapon, and send your spirits away, or our next blades shall end her. Send her to the depths eternally.
She says, "Call off the ghosts. Call off the damn ghosts."
Go ahead, Gina. You can do this.
Okay.
Yes, I can, but she hasn't dropped her weapon.
She drops the weapon. She says, "Call off the ghosts."
How about the water elemental? Is it still dragging us under?
she says, call off the ghosts and I will call off the water elemental.
Nope.
Nope, not good enough.
What do you tell her to do?
Call off the ghost, call off the elemental, or you will keep the ghost on. I don't know. You can threaten it. That's a different issue.
She tells the she says something in water speech, and your boat just goes boom up onto the water. It's filled with water itself, and it isn't looking very good, but it's up on the top of the canal. She says, "Call off the ghosts."
Are the other blobs gone?
They're just there. They're not about to. They were gonna jump and blobify you all as blobbily as they can, but they're not blobifying right now.
We want actually to have a promise of her on her honor or whatever, so that she follows the because in the moment I do not trust her.
You tell me that. Do you call off the spirit attack?
She has to promise on her power that she will not attack us anymore or stand in our way, and even maybe help us. Even not maybe help us.
Even maybe. By the way, here's an optional part of your surrender. Yeah. She is willing. She says that she submits. She submits. To you all, and she says, call off the ghosts, and I will aid you twice.
Is this enough for us, or should I try to get 3 times out?
I think it's a good start.
Yeah.
Okay, so I thank the ghost, and I tell her before I call off the ghost, I can't do this again. So I thank the ghosts, and I release them in harmony, and gives them a tip how to get to the table of my goddess and be praised, and their service will not be forgotten, and they got their revenge because she is now the servant.
Okay.
Or something like that.
The ghosts disappear, and like ghosts, they don't seem to care one way or another. They just kind of go, ghosts. Ghosts are always sullen. That's just kind of what they are. And they return back to their underworld, sullen-like. And the dark water woman says, "Tell me I will provide you with 2 boons. Tell me them now." And I think this is a good place. I want to remind you all, this is a good place for you guys to think about what the 2 boons are. Keep in mind, she is a native to the deep sections of the Puzzle Canal and probably knows a lot, but might have other things that might be useful. But I'd like to have, this is probably a good place to stop for tonight. And I suspect next session will be the climax. Now that you have a defeated dark woman of the waters, thanks to a whole lot of attacks, but you also are really way down on rune points, if I recall.
That was my first time.
Really.
No,
Yeah.
Nisk,
I didn't use any on rune.
Nisk is down on rune points.
Nisk was burning rune points like they're going out of style.
Well, at least one of them's going to stay for at least the rest of the adventure.
So I think this is a good point to stop for tonight. Thank you all for watching, and just remember that you can always buy the Glorantha Bestiary and learn about hit points for your elementals, or the Red Book of Magic to find obscure spells like Gina's Command Ghost spell. That and more over at chaosium.com. Thank you all and see you next episode.
Take care.